Okay, so we have good news. The roadmap. We're finally getting the roadmap. Not just the roadmap, we're getting the whole update on, it's called Operation Frontlines, I guess, the 4th of February, which is next week. We've got a Halo update to finally look forward to. This is the end of Rostermania. It's the end of the off-season. I know we've been in the off-season for what feels like 6 months at this point. The roadmap will be exciting, but the updates and the content to come with it, I'm interested in as well. Nothing's been officially posted, but we have some leaks in the game menus. You can see some of the leaks for upcoming Halo content here. We've got Ranked Squad Battle, Origin, which is a remake of Coliseum, Assault, brand new game type, Assault, or I guess a recreation of the old Assault game type that I assume will be tried in HCS. And then you've got the whole suite of BTB, because Squad Battle is 8v8 classic BTB with Halo 3 BTB maps, Halo 4 maps in there. Actually a really fun game type. So a lot to look forward to with that. We can kind of talk about like what specifically that would mean. And then I was thinking we make a wish list about what we'd like to see for the year, right? Of course, we're going to get the official broadcast on Friday. I'm going to go live and we'll watch it and react to the broadcast together. I was thinking this is kind of just a preamble where we make some guesses on what to expect this Friday. And hopefully some of our wishes come true. Call it HCS 2025, because not just the roadmap, wish list. I'm using a Word document, bro. This is our content now. What's the number one thing we want this year? Chat. We know we're getting the roadmap. Let's start with that, right? A new game. Yeah, no, by the end of the year. That's so we could end off with that. You know, yeah, by the end of the year, I want an announcement for a brand new Halo, please. It's about time. The number one thing you want for this game is to reduce aim assist. Yeah, let's start with the roadmap. So for the roadmap, at the very least, at the minimum for the roadmap, I would like them to match last year in number of events, right? Gotta put my typing speed on display, which is not very impressive. Enable dark mode. How do I do that on Word? Can you do that on Word? Page color. Whoa, no. Wow. I didn't realize that was like a full on, oh, damn. Boom. We're back in business, baby. Oh. Match number of events, which is 5. 5 events, right? I would want one event should be in Europe. I want a Toronto event. 1 Canada event. Toronto, please. And the way that this could potentially happen, there's a higher possibility that we get a Canadian event due to Shopify. Shopify gets partnered. They're a Canadian organization. They're most likely to get partnered at this point, especially considering the fact that ITB is just imploded, right? ITB is no longer an option, that's for sure. HCS, I thought, had mentioned that they would try to match the number of partnership orgs that they had in our previous season. So we lost Quadrant. We lost Sentinels. I don't think Sentinels ever put up an announcement. If you go to the store, you can't purchase Sentinel skins in the store. They're vaulted. That's kind of like the stealthy way for Halo to let us know that Sentinels is no longer an esports org in Halo, which sucks, right? The less orgs, the less ideal. And there's 0 orgs in Europe right now. ITB is out in embarrassing fashion, unfortunately. Hopefully we see a new EU org, but at the very least, Shopify's got to get partnered. I think native would be a good option. We need an NY event or Canada. Yeah, we need Toronto. I see it now, man. Shopify gets partnered. They make a Toronto major. I'm going to be there. I'm going to make my first desk appearance in the first time in 3 years. Walk up to the stage, accept my trophy. It's going to be a statue of me carrying a statue of me. No. I'm going to dap up all the casters to call them by their first names because we know each other like that. It'd be cool to just be at the event and have do a live stream, like a watch party, aligned with a charity like Gamers for Giving or St. Jude, and to do a live watch party from the venue. That'd be so dope. We could make money for a good cause too. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Everything else is going to end up being Texas, probably Texas, for like 2 events. Atlanta is likely, but we want NYC, we want Chicago, is what the chat seems to want. An old school team like Straight coming back. I feel like unlikely to see. It was cool seeing Rydu play with Triggers Down, but that's not actually an org, right? Triggers Down is just like a team name, supposedly. As far as Straight, I don't know what T-Squared is doing. I know that Straight Rippin had announced that they wanted to like increase their presence in Halo events by having like a booth. But as far as like actually, you know, sponsoring a team and paying for the travel and whatnot, no idea. We have a few good rosters that are deserving of a team like Straight Rippin', like, for example, the Triggers Down roster. Rydube's team is looking real good right now. Or with the Pure team, right? With the Talik and Soul Snipe and whoever they pick up as their 4th, which I'm assuming is going to be Druck. Native Gaming confirmed they applied the partnership and were denied. Yeah. I don't know if that's something that could potentially be revisited. What about Envy? Envy is, yeah, back. But they're in COD? Are they coming to COD? We need Ola to come back on Envy. That's what we need. I got to bring back the org and then sign Ola and then let him build a team. Yeah, I got no news with Envy. And I feel like the chances of them jumping into Halo is pretty unlikely, considering if they want to be like smart with their investments, they'd probably want to jump into, say, like CS or Apex or just back into Call of Duty. I assume there'd be more money and opportunity in Call of Duty. But the roadmap. We know we got a Worlds. We know we got a $1 million prize pool. Content? What do we already know about content? Let's start with what we already know and talk about that, and then work our way to other things that we want. Because, like, obviously I want a champ rank in the season. That's, like, on the top of my list. But this is pretty exciting. What do we think of squad battle? Ranked squad battle, chat? Should be fun if stacks don't ruin it, like 8-player stacks. There's definitely going to be some of that. You know, what the matchmaking system tends to do is if you're 4-stacking in ranked, they give you more challenging opponents. But I think no matter what, if you get a really good 8-stack, like, those guys are going to dominate the playlist. My hope for this is that ranked squad battle has BR or bandit starts. I'm going to assume it's bandit starts like the other competitive playlists. I feel like BR start would be fun for ranked squad battle because it's a more casual type playlist and the maps are bigger. I hope they rework the sandbox because if they have ranked variants of these maps, it gives me the impression that they're going to be completely reworking the entire sandbox. So it'd be cool, obviously, to have some vehicles in this. I wonder if they're going to be like kind of careful about what they choose. If the weapons on the map are going to be more competitive focused weapons, they don't have as many like hammers and swords and whatnot. I don't know. Banshee, yes, the thing about Banshee is how powerful it is, especially if you're on M&K. If you got like multiple Banshees in play and they get controlled by one team, it does make BTB like frustrating, right? So yeah, finding a balancing act on there where it's like there's vehicles, but it doesn't feel like overbearing. But that's exciting. What I'm looking forward to with it most isn't just like playing it, but seeing pros play it, like having a BTB or what is it, squad battle event with pros, like 8 stacks, just to see what that's like. You know, I think one of the most fun experiences at the previous LAN majors was when they did the BTB Bonanza and they got all the content creators involved and they did like a best of 3 series, right? So I think it can lead to like some chaos and stuff that we haven't seen in a Halo game in a while. That'd be dope, yeah. Okay, so that's something to look forward to. That's kind of surprising, and I'm curious to see what they drop with that. As far as competitive HCS game types, we need a new game type. I think it's safe to say we tried Extraction a year ago. It didn't last. It lasted like less than a month before the pros had decided like this is not competitive ready. They got rid of it. I think initially they were going to work on it, but it just it never came back. Now we're looking at Assault. So this is saying Assault. There's different versions, right? There's 1 bomb, neutral bomb. Is there a 2 bomb? Because I thought that the Assault game type was a 2 bomb and 2 plant spots on the map. It's like CTF where you're running the bomb to your side, let's say. But because there's more than 1 bomb in play, there's an extra element where, you wouldn't have to wait during like a flag standoff. You could be planting, they could be planting, and all of the chaos of like defending and attacking can happen simultaneously versus like not being able to plant until somebody plants their flag, So it's kind of like a CTF with like a different element of chaos. Once you plant the bomb, it would arm. I assume you got a time to arm the bomb to get a point. Then you don't necessarily have to be on top of it. We can have different kinds of setups and gameplay around, how you play when your bomb is in the arm state. Tashi said they're still looking at Extraction with tweaks in Renegade's chat, like recently. That's interesting. Do we think that Extraction was salvageable in any way, guys? We got new HCS game type. We don't know 100% how this is going to work until they reveal it, because something that Infinite has done with a lot of classic game types, like if you think Oddball, they added a round-based system to Oddball, which kind of changed the way that it played competitively and made it better and also made it sort of worse in some ways too, but it definitely made it more competitive, right? So this new Assault game type could be unique, and I hope it is. I hope they do something to it that's different than any other version of this game type in the past, so we have something interesting to talk about. But I think it could be, like, based off of that leak, it's looking like it could be a neutral bomb, or it could be a 1 bomb. Obviously, there's going to be social variants as well, though, right? This Assault game type is coming to both social and ranked, is the impression that I'm getting. There's going to be a HCS version, and there's going to be one for everybody else. So just having something that involves a bomb in Halo for once, I think is a welcome change. Do I think Radar should be in ranked squad battle? Ooh, good question. I don't know. The maps are huge, right? So you'd think that you'd want maybe some sort of like radar involvement, but radar is a very social feature, the motion tracker. I'd be open to having no tracker though. I'd be down for that. Audio cues are pretty loud in this game, I find. I think the more that we play and start to learn the map, then the less surprising people's strategies and whatnot will be. So I wouldn't hate it if there wasn't a tracker, but there is no radar. That game type loads now. You can play it. Nick, give me the intel. What do we know? So he's saying there's no radar, no motion tracker. Sounds kind of sweaty. You can play ranked squad battle stuff. It's bandit starts. So apparently it's no motion tracker and bandit starts. If that's the case, it's pretty sweaty. I'm kind of excited about it, honestly. Okay, let's keep adding to the list because we can get to that too. We have new map Origin. What do we think of this new map, chat? I'm excited about Origin. Origin is a Halo 5 Coliseum remake. I know that we're kind of tired of Halo 5 remakes at this point in Infinite because we got Solitude and it's not the prettiest map, or Rig, and it wasn't well liked. But Origin, out of the Halo 5 map remakes, I think this is going to be the best one. It's a CTF map. It's a symmetrical map. It's not a dual snipe map. I think that that's pretty overplayed. Like, yes, we have a lot of CTF maps, but every CTF map that we have is a dual snipe map, except for Aquarius, I guess, right? It's starting to feel like we're getting a lot of that, right? We got Fortress now with the 2 snipers. Origin is unique because it's got 1 sniper in center map that you fight for, and then 1 rocket launcher on the top of the map as well. You've got thrust on bottom mid. It's a very open sightline, very classic Halo type setup, but adapted for modern mobility, basically. It's a good layout, yeah. I'm excited for Origin, but that's not enough, in my opinion, right? I think we need more than just Origin. It's nice to see midship disappeared because of frame rate issues on the Xbox. I would love to see them find a fix for midship. Recently on Renegade stream, they're fixing midship. Okay, thank you. You guys got the Tashi intel on Renegade stream, bro. Holy. Okay, well, that's good to hear. So they're, and it's not just about midship. It's like, even if midship doesn't come to ranked, whatever they do to fix it, because the main issue with that map is that curved, forge objects with curved surfaces have like a denser polygon structure or something, and they take more of your performance from your PC and from your Xbox to run efficiently. So if they can like just improve performance for curved structures, that's the big thing, because then we can have Covenant theme maps. It doesn't have to be midship. It can be Truth. It can be any Covenant style. But more importantly than just having both Origin and midship, we need an asymmetrical map for Oddball Strongholds. The pro community are done with Streets, I think. I think Streets Oddball is the least favorite Oddball map and one that they would like to see traded. So Guillotine is a Forge Hub map. So Forge Hub maps, Anthracite and Remnant. Those 3 maps are the 3 Forge Hub maps from the Forge Hub tournaments that the pros seem to like the most. And all of them are perfect for Oddball and for Strongholds. I think that's my understanding. Anthracite is an interesting one. It's like, it's very vertical, like it almost to an uncomfortable degree. And it kind of reminds me of like a Overwatch map or something. So I'm not a huge fan of like the theme of the map personally, but the layout is very unique, and it's good for something like an Oddball where you've got play ball locations, but you have different areas of the map where you could set up. But I think Guillotine is the one that's the most favored. Guillotine is like open plaza space, kind of gives me Gears of War vibes. I think they can make some minor changes to some of the like little houses, but it's a nice circular open play space that feels different enough from all the available maps without feeling bad. Like the pros seem to enjoy the gameplay on it. And Remnant is kind of like forbidden in style. It's a pretty looking map. As far as Forge is concerned, it's one of the best looking Forge maps I've seen. One of these maps we should be trying in ranked at the very least, maybe not in HCS, but I'd like to see something like this in HCS. But we desperately need something that can replace Streets Oddball and can add to the Strongholds map pool, because we only got 2 Strongholds maps. Fortress Slayer, remove Fortress Slayer. You could have Slayer on one of those 3 Forge Hub maps. If they decide to do the Forge Hub maps, you could do Slayer on midship. 5 flag Fortress, yeah, I'm okay with CTF Fortress. I'd say make it 5 flag. Definitely make it 5 flag. It never goes to time. It never goes to OT. It always plays to like 6 minutes and it's done, as far as I can tell. So I feel like you could definitely get away with a 5 flag on that. I don't mind forbidden. So what we need is a sandbox. Sandbox rework on every map. Remove all GA'd weapons. I would like them to replace every GA'd weapon that they remove with something. It could be as simple as adding a BR, but ideally I want them to do something creative, like adding a sentinel beam on Streets or whatever, or adding a weapon to the platform on the open platform on Recharge. Hydra. These are 2 weapons that like are sort of power weapons that aren't like so dangerously overpowered that they might be like workable in a competitive playlist. The Avenger, yeah. So that's a power weapon, right? Like, what do we think of the MK5 Avenger? That thing actually does suck at long range. The Avenger might be a decent shotgun replacement. It might be crazy to say that because I know it's an automatic weapon. Yeah, the SMG, maybe, right? That new shotgun leaked. It looks too strong for competitive play, right? That leak shotty is insane, bro. It's got a hammer beatdown. It's got like a hammer range, explosive, like 1-hit beatdown. Fuel Rod might also be in the update. So is there leaks about the Fuel Rod potentially coming to Infinite? Fuel Rod would be cool. So the Fuel Rod cannon is not typically in competitive Halo because it's like a rocket that you can spam, I guess, right? And it was really powerful back in Halo 5, first year of Halo 5. It's one of those Covenant weapons that we've been sorely missing from the sandbox as well. We need a Covenant carbine, desperately need a carbine. Please, that needle rifle, I'll take it. We need a railgun. We're just making this is like a separate list. This is an entirely separate list here. Dual wielding, that's not happening. Skewer, definitely. I feel like I need like I want a category for like realistic wish list items and then like non-realistic, something like that. And then strafe inertia. So you're saying average gunfight in 2025 Halo right here.
It's an advantage state. Shopify Billion scoring once again 105 to 39. And as of right now, they're getting sturdy. It's pounding. Oh, man.
We've gotten to a point in the meta where everyone is so good at jiggle peeking, especially in certain areas of the map. Like, this is the perfect location to do this. Cycle is such a weasel here, right? Bound hits a body shot, no scope. He should be dead to right, Cycle, but he manages to almost win the fight. Finesse the man, just by peeking around these corners. It's cool sometimes. I wouldn't want to remove the mechanic entirely. I'd want peeking to still be a powerful option in gunplay, so you can outplay people with it. But that's the primary reason why people are talking about this whole strafe inertia thing, because peeking is super powerful. Combined with the bandit and the current network, the bandit lets you fire a shot, you know, without exposing yourself in an instant, and then the current network makes it such that the peeker has the advantage around the wall, right? So the combination of all those things is kind of hurting competitive gameplay, especially online. So the fix, supposedly, is that we're going to add inertia to the strafe. This is what's being talked about. We've heard this from, I think, Lucid and Snakebite, and I think Tashi's like hinted at it. So I would be surprised if they don't at least talk about it or have something that they're working towards with it. Basically, they'd try to make the strafing more aligned with the classic Halo game, where classic Halos were like kind of skatey. When you strafe one direction, you kind of like, you would skate out and have to pull yourself in. It's kind of like you're a fast-moving tank in the classic Halo games. I wouldn't want to go all the way back. I like having a game that's like kind of snappy, but it would make peak shotting less powerful. But at the same time, it might make aim assist more of an issue instead. It might lead to a butterfly effect of new problems. So this is my worry. They might have to change aim assist game-wide. If strafing is slower, then nobody's going to miss, because people don't miss already. I'm the only one that misses, apparently. But what I'm worried about is the butterfly effect on the movement that could come from changing strafe inertia. Will it mess up the sliding and like shooting out of your curb slot, stuff like that? I don't know. I just don't want there to be a butterfly effect of like negative things. Pros are going to get upset about that. We got a whole new problem on our hands, you know? So I don't know. Well, hopefully if they do make these changes, then they have a lot of weapon balancing changes that they make to combat this. BR starts? What do we think of BR starts? Type 1 for BR starts, type 2 for bandit starts. YouTube chat is almost all twos. We got one in the YouTube chat. A BR Evo? Oh, BR type 3 for BR Evo starts. What's the BR Evo though? That's the Lucid BR. What's crazy is that it is pretty 50-50. Amongst the bulk of the Halo community, there's a lot of people that still love and miss the BR start. But in the more hardcore competitive side, more people lean towards the bandit. I'm more of a bandit fan. I find as like a more competitive focused player, I like the gameplay that the bandit promotes and the movement and stuff that you can do, you know, while hitting 5 shots versus the way that BR works, where like it's harder to peek, or like you can't like BR and slide as effectively because you got to wait for the duration of the burst to finish. BR Evo is cool though. So BR Evo would be like reduced aim assist, shorter scope, like 1.6 or 1.8 times scope, right? Like same as bandit. And then they would change the recoil. Yeah, no recoil, right? Or the recoil, is it just no recoil? Or is there a different version of this that, because do we want all bullets going to center? Lucid brought up an interesting idea about the fact that when you shoot the BR, it goes up with the 3 bullets, right? First bullet goes into the bottom, and then it recoils the other 2 in a straight vertical line. But the issue with having a vertical line for the BR is if you're shooting for the body, then it actually like kind of upticks to the head during your shot. So it can kind of gift you the headshot like automatically. What they could do with the bandit is they could add recoil to the bandit and remove, I don't know where we're going with this. Lucid brought up the idea of bandit recoil as well. The M392 has a little bit of recoil, straight up vertical recoil. That actually kind of makes sense for the bandit because it kind of encourages you to pace your shots, and it makes the process of hitting a perfect 5 shot a little bit more challenging. So I kind of don't mind that. I think that's kind of a cool idea to have a little bit of bandit recoil, kind of like the M392, especially if you're spamming. Bandit is perfect. Stop. Yeah, it's in a good spot. I don't dislike the bandit. I'm open to ideas, is all I'm saying. I like where the bandit is right now, but I'm open to ideas. Revert thrust nerf? I wouldn't revert thrust nerf. What, chat, should we revert the thrust nerf? This is what I want. I want the thrust to be identical. I want it to be identical to Halo 5. Halo 5 timing was better, in my opinion. You could shoot like at the same time with the thrust and it felt more forgiving. And you can shoot the instant the thrust ended as well. And there was a skill to timing that perfectly. I want the entire game should be identical to Halo 5. Actually, you know what? Let's just clean the slate and just carbon copy it. Let's put Halo 5 on PC. How about that? Halo 5 on PC would be incredible, yeah. But that's on my unrealistic wish list. At least within the next year. It's kind of unrealistic to me. Probably not going to get any information about like anti-cheat or any update on like what happened with the monster situation. You think they're going to do anything to anti-cheat or the servers? Like I feel like that's on the unrealistic wish list. You know what I mean? Like It shouldn't be, but I feel like it is. Server, network improvements. You'd think we would have seen that stuff by now if it was coming into the game. Fixing melee and shot registration. Getting your beatdowns out so you can melee trade. That'd be nice, because I feel like that never happens for me. If they were going to fix it, they would have. Rebalance updates to all existing weapons is like something... Not every weapon needs a rebalance update, but like they do that consistently, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try some new tweaks to some of the other weapons or stuff that they've already worked on. The Commando gets rebalanced for the 6th time, you know? They'll get it right this time, bro. What about equipment? Oh, yeah. I would put this in the realistic wish list, maybe. Like, I want that stasis field and whatever that gravity thing is. Yeah, that grav lift that you can shoot. So there's like a... We've seen the leaks on it where you can shoot a grav lift that you can use for yourself, for your teammates, or your opponents, and it sends them straight up into the air. Or you've got a stasis like field that's like an orb, and it pulls everything into it. Players, vehicles, objects like weapons and equipment, pulls it into it. Fix repulsor. The repulse feels the most broken on the current network, I think. You don't like the BR. The BR could do with a rework or an Evo variant. I think that's a good idea. A BR Evo would be smart. And what I would like to see would be not a full switch to BR starts. It'd be cool if they could please both worlds a little bit by having like starts on some maps and BR starts, Evo starts on other maps. Buffing camo or nerfing buffing camo. Buffing camo, but when you're not moving. The camo in its current state seems to be too easy for people to see. Like, pros are just spotting the camo like nobody's business. It's gotten difficult to make plays. It is still very valuable, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot harder to make plays with it because pros are there. It's not just the ability to see it, but their game awareness is such that they know where to look for it as well. Yeah, you can ping camo. Maybe it make it unpingable. Interesting. Yeah, on LAN especially, it's too easy to see, right? And then OS you could potentially buff. That's a tricky balancing act because OS is portable, and if it's too strong, then it can snowball the game. But the OS does get ripped off like super quickly. Make headshots count? Oh, you just talk about blanks. Yeah, no more. Well, that's in the unrealistic wish list. Hit reg actually works, you know. Fucking cry in the ether with this one. We need more maps that prioritize grapple. I want to see more grapple in Halo Infinite personally. Like, we only have one map that has a grapple. It's the recharge. For the spectators, I don't know how much the pros like the grapple. I think it's exciting to watch, you know, because there's a lot of creativity that comes from using it, grabbing weapons, not just soaring around the map and making plays, grabbing equipment like the oddball, the flag, etc. I like Quantum. If more people... I like Quantum too. Quantum is already pretty heavily featured on some of our maps. You could maybe put a Quantum on recharge on that open platform. Something needs to go there. Removing Fortress and bringing back Argyle. The one thing I liked about Argyle was from a viewer perspective with the grapples in play. It was like kind of an exciting map to watch, but we can do better. Come on. There's no way we can't do better than and be forced to bring back Argyle. Can't we just find something else that we all like that's new? You know, like the community has cried enough about Argyle. Let's let it die for a little bit. If they change the strafe inertia and then jiggle peeking isn't as powerful, like, I don't know if there's a chance for Bizarre to like actually be fun. They have to rework the sandbox in a way that like actually makes sense for Catalyst. For Catalyst, they would gift you a sniper off your spawn. I feel like they should have just had like two. Lucid had a good idea. 2 skewers, center map, right? You don't get a sniper off your spawn. You fight for the weapons in the center of the map. You could have like a skewer off. You could have like 2 grapples on that map. The cool thing about Catalyst is there's a huge underside to the map for you to swing around with the grapple. You could swing around the outside of the map to grab a flag with the grapple, so there was like interesting gameplay elements. That stuff we need. Who's making these maps? I don't know, bro. Fucking the fairies. Release a patch to fix beatdowns for the love of God. I don't know, bro. I wish. What big ticket item have we not touched on? New Halo game. By the end of 25. Announcement or like gameplay trailer. At least, right? With a 2026 release window. Anything we missed, chat? Shyway commentating? Oh, okay. We'll add that to the unrealistic wish list. Shyway casting. I think they're in a pretty good spot with the store and the options. Is there any part of the armor kit that you can't mix and match that's locked to the kit? Making everything open to any armor. So like the leg pieces, or I don't know. I'm sure some of it's like locked to the kit. Piecemeal store items, not bundle them all. Yeah, that's a good wish. Individual items being separate, right? I get the Falcon. Oh yeah, the Falcon. I don't even have like a vehicle aspect to this, but like we know that the Falcon is likely going to be coming in the game. I think that'll be an exciting. Yeah, that plus the shoddy. If they throw a fuel rod in there too, that'd be a pretty exciting update, honestly. We need leader. Yo, here, unrealistic wish list, bro. There's a whole conversation for this. Like, social features, pre-game, post-game lobby, just a better, like the whole system of like joining your teammates and inviting people and all of that, you know, just needs to be more seamless and more in your face, I think, too. Like, I want to feel like I'm getting on like a living, breathing community when I sign on to Halo. Proximity chat, stuff that like encourages and builds community around the game. The Spartan Company thing, not a bad idea, but like more, but in-game. Menu customization. Ooh. Yes, to your heart's content. Make it like the classic Halo 3 or whatever you want. HUD customization, they have a little bit of that. More of that would be nice. Anything on SBMM? So what would you change regarding SBMM and the current ranked matchmaking system? Because that's a tricky topic. Like, it is not ideal, but at the same time, sort of necessary to an extent. Like, there does have to be some of it, especially in ranked. In social, it could be more lenient. Can somebody articulate, like, what would be the best fix that's, like, the current rank system, as frustrating as it can be, and we need to see improvement. Dude, we didn't even talk about champion rank. I want this. This should be under the realistic wish list. Halo Studios, they've talked about champ rank multiple times, that they were working on it. We haven't seen anything. Like, if champ rank doesn't come out, I want a progress update with, like, images. Something tangible. No, like top 500 would be, or top 250. The population of the game is so small already. 1700 is too low. That's too low for top. Is that what top 500 is? Oh, weird. Well, that whole system, the 1700 plus 7 minus 7 system, I think it might need a rework. I feel like if you're Onyx 2000 plus, you should be champion. Commendations give you free unlocks. I like that. Okay, so this is a whole conversation that we've unlocked that we were not thinking about before. Greater incentive to grind. Exclusive skins. Halo 5 did this. Skins tied to the number of kills you get for your weapon, like the Magnum. Specific challenges. Yeah, some sort of incentive. You don't want it to be too cheesy, because like if there's like, let's say there's like some exclusive thing that you get from getting ninjas in ranked. If it's too good of a reward, then people are just going to go for ridiculous ninjas. Like, I don't know if that's like a good thing. It's a cool idea, but at the same time, you don't want it to be like so crazy that people are throwing their games, like trying to ninja. Yeah, who knows? 1,000 BR kills to unlock master control coding. Yeah, you're saying like to unlock specific coding that already exists. 500 flag caps for a nameplate or for a flag stance or something. Assassinations. Animated assassinations. Unrealistic wish list. Assassinations. Those are always fun. I remember Frosty would use it as like a teabag, even in like pro tournaments. The hologram equipment, actually, I think there might be some sort of like a leak for this equipment like being worked on or something like that. Am I crazy in saying that? I'm right? Yeah. So there might actually be potential for that to come to the game eventually. I don't know. Map vetoing? Yeah, that's down to unrealistic, you know. Veto system. The veto system is a nice way for the community to kind of indicate to the developers what they like and don't like, that's for sure. But it also could lead to the multiplayer experience being very like samey, because people only ever want to play live fire strongholds or something. I don't know. Just as an example. But giving more player choice when it comes to social options. When's the first major? Probably not until the end of March or early April. We're not going to find out till Friday. So, you know. Stay tuned. Friday, we're going to finally get the roadmap. It's been a long overdue wait to get here. I'm gonna put a bow on this and email it to Tashi. Just pretty comprehensive. I think Tashi's going to be excited to see this when I send it in an email, right? I was just an idea to like get us talking about what to look forward to for Friday. Ultimately, we're going to find out. I'm going to be live on Friday. I think it's happening at 1 Pacific, 1 p.m. Pacific. He's going to use it as toilet paper. He absolutely will.